welcome back to what I'm going to call a bit of a MIchyMash video, where I've got a bunch of random projects and content from the past couple of weeks thrown together in a video. We've been trying to get quite a bit of little stuff done before Steve heads to his boat in Japan for a few weeks. So let's start off with being at the lake property, where we spent a quick night out finishing off the lighthouse repair project. So we are here, it's Sunday, we're just here for the one night. We just got here a couple hours ago, waiting for a squall to pass and the wind to die down, which it has. So we are going to finish the last bit of that concrete. Leroy is soaking wet. He and Luna came back soaking wet, so we're trying to figure it out. They must have jumped off the dock, first ducks or something, because their heads are soaking wet. Poor Leroy, I don't think he's swam before. And I'm feeling like an awful mother for missing my son's first swim. The porcupine dog, like drenched. Same clothes, different day.
Yeah. Nothing to it.
See, here's like Leroy, not afraid of Steve right now. That's why it's like the schizophrenia. Like he forgets that he doesn't like him, and then all of a sudden he remembers, and then he doesn't like him. And then he forgets, and he goes in and out of this sort of psychosis. So Steve said he got 7 bags.
Pretty good lighthouse, isn't it?
Yeah, so what it's a marine grade one?
Oh, it's a Department of Transport Canada.
Department of Transport Canada. Yeah. Somehow Steve managed
so one long flash and short flash.
Managed to get one from
8 seconds or something.
From where, Nova Scotia?
I think that's where it was, the Department of Transport, in terms of buying a light from them. But it's been good. Hey?
As long as it lasts, 10, 15 years, and then that'll, won't have to worry about it again.
It'll be your second husband.
Third.
Won't be me.
So many weeds. Project complete. That bit of OSB won't come out.
That looks good.
What you doing, Stevie?
Getting all set for Japan. Can't really buy much over there. You gotta get all the stuff here, bring it. Every possible part that I may need.
What else are you taking to Japan?
2 toilets.
If this isn't the funniest story.
Just in case the toilets break on the plane.
Just in case the toilets break on the plane, it's good to have a couple extra.
Yeah.
Steve is taking 2 marine toilets on the plane as luggage because shipping them to Japan would have been, what, $2,500?
A lot.
It was a lot. Anyway, they are oversized and they are overweight, but Steve is a veteran. So veterans, if you're flying with WestJet or whatever, is it WestJet?
WestJet or Air Canada.
WestJet or Air Canada, so a Canadian airline, you get, is it unlimited?
4 bags free.
4 bags for free. They can be oversized and overweight.
Yeah.
So that's how he's making it happen. It's kind of funny. Gonna be going around to Japan with a bunch of toilets. Oh, I guess and you're wondering, well, aren't there toilets on the boat? There are, but Steve is switching out those toilets for, these are made by Raritan, and they are a freshwater and a saltwater toilet. So the ones that we have on the boat are freshwater, and that was recommended to us by the boat builders because saltwater toilets can sometimes leave a bit of a smell. And their theory was that, all the new boats have freshwater toilets. And as long as you have a water maker, you can keep making water to use. But that's, you making water all the time, you really don't realize like how much flushing happens on a boat. Like I go pee a lot, and yeah, it's just constant flushing of useful, drinkable, water that you really took time to create. So it just doesn't really make sense to have these toilets that are just draining the fresh water that we make. Our water maker didn't work in the beginning. There was some dried seals and a few other little issues. So water was an extra special commodity in the beginning. So this will allow us to use the salt water to, while we're on the boat, to flush, and don't have to worry about making that water. And then when we're about to leave and store the boat, that's when you would add the fresh water in the toilets, and that will help keep the smell down. So these toilets weren't available when the boat contract was done in 2019. I think these toilets just came out in 2019. So had we have known about these toilets, we would have put these ones in first.
I'm also bringing craft dinner.
Oh yeah, Steve's obsessed about taking every possible thing. Craft dinner.
You can't buy it over there in Japan.
Every little thing. What's funny is that last year when his back went bad, it's when he was carrying all this really heavy stuff to Japan. I just noticed as well, all of a sudden, I'm like, Leroy, no.
That's okay.
Don't go out yet. Leroy left like 10 minutes ago. He's really mad. Steve's packing the bags, packing the boxes, and he's went outside barking, but he hasn't barked. He hasn't come back in. So we're just going to go up and look in the doghouse and see if he's in it. He was out in front of it, but not in it. But if he needed to, he'd go in there. He just sees us now. Hi, little bub. Were you at your house? Were you visiting your house? Were ya? Hi. Were you visiting your house? So cute. You can go in, Leroy. Come here. Come here. Up you go. It is May 24th, and we still have the tracks on the ATV. It's probably the longest we've had the tracks still on. We just haven't had a chance to swap them for the tires yet. So I have been taking it down to the fort and down to the creek. So it's full of mud. I'm gonna give her a quick wash. Give her a wash, and then when Steve gets home from work, we're gonna put the tires on. Hear me out for a second with this. My mom, like last year, I was at my mom's and she'd had this like wagon thing, like a wooden wagon. All the wood was rotten. And she's like, I think I can go to the dump. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, really? Like the wood is totally rotten, but I wonder if I couldn't make it into a wagon again, because I feel like I could use something like that around here. Just to put, you know, a few pieces of wood in to carry around the property or like around the yard, or take the recycling out to the end of the driveway. You know, why not? Brought it back. It sat around for a year in a pile. And then yesterday was going around. I'm like, okay, trying to get rid of stuff. This is going to go to the dump. That's going to go to the dump. Getting rid of this, getting rid of that. This is going in the burn pile. And I looked at these wheels and I was like, oh, just take it to the dump. You haven't done anything yet. You're not going to do anything. And then I was like, oh, don't give up so easily. Try. Put a little bit of effort in, Michelle, and you can get something out of it if you try. So I came up with an idea. And while I was also going through other things that needed to go to the dump, we have this plastic dog crate that's been sitting unused for a long time outside here. And it just, part of it broke on one of the pieces, on one of the other halves. So I was like, okay, well, I can take this to the dump. And then I thought, I wonder if I should use this part that isn't broken as the tub of the wagon. So that's what I'm going to do right now. What I realize is that I need, I think, a stronger base. So I actually just grabbed a piece of scrap plywood, and I will do that. Attach the plywood to the wheel bases, and then I'll probably just screw down the dog crate. Yeah. I can't use the original hardware, so they're not long enough. I'm gonna have to go to the store. come on, who couldn't use one of these? And I'll tell you one of the reasons exactly why. Now it's easier to put tools away when you're done working on something, rather than making armfuls of trips back to the house with tools and whatnot. Just put it in here, easy peasy. Okay, something else too is groceries, bringing groceries up to the door. And really, honestly, my mind is leaning towards all of this assistance type stuff because of my hip. Normally I just haul everything in and don't worry about it, but I'm more aware of how many trips I make and how much weight I'm carrying and all of that. So I think this will come in really handy for that too. Very fitting. I have a bunch of dog food in here. Let's see, might be too much. This thing is falling apart, isn't it?
Okay, watch out, my love.
These are the other things that I've learned in hack carpentry school, is things from that guy right there, because this is about as hack as it gets.
That's been up for 25 years. Pretty good.
Let me get out of here. I know, but it's falling over. And welcome to the swimming pool saga. Or maybe it really should be called Welcome to the Swimming Pool Marathon. We're running a marathon with this swimming pool. There are easily 20 stories I could share about it, but for now, here is one of them. We live high up in the mountains, which makes swimming pool season kind of short. We do have a 500-pound propane tank, which we have previously used to heat the pool on colder days, but it's pretty pricey. It's about $1,000 for maybe 3 weeks of heat to be used on the shoulder seasons. There are water heater solar panels that Steve had installed, but to be honest, those just don't really warm this pool up enough on the colder days. So a few years ago, we had natural gas put to the house. Last year, Steve had asked that crew to extend the gas lines to the pool pump house so that we can use natural gas to heat the pool up, which will be a lot cheaper. We've managed to be able to use the old propane heater with just a few new fittings for the natural gas, but the problem now is that the pool pump house isn't structurally sound enough for it to all pass inspection. So that's what Steve is trying to get done here before he leaves for Japan, so that the guys can come in and finish the installation. There you go with your toilets.
Yeah, so just find a short term over there. Or what do you want to do?
Well, I don't know. So Steve went in and checked in, and there was no lineup, so he checked in really quickly, and he wanted me to wait in case they didn't take the toilets, and I had to take them back home, but they took them.
Yeah, like she said, oh, there's going to be a charge for them because they were pretty big. They're oversized, overweight, everything. And she said, there's going to be a significant charge, sir, for this. I said, I'm a veteran. Oh, do you have your card? I did. And then she put me all through, and then she said, thank you for your service. Yeah.
And then what else did she say about the boxes?
Well, then I had to take the boxes over to the oversized check-in, and the gal said, oh, are these toilets? I said, yeah. She started to laugh. I said, I have a boat over in Japan. I'm fixing up.
She thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Who else would take toilets on a plane?
Yeah.
There's the boat. There's the two toilets in the back.